Good morning. I'm still half asleep, but I had some thoughts last night that I've continued with here this morning that I'm just confronting or approaching or entertaining in some ways I've never entertained them or had them before. So if life is an intelligent mirror reflecting back to us the energy that we're giving out, then it seems like we're kind of in a Truman Show. Because trying to wrap my head around it all. And the reason I say intelligent mirror, there's someone on YouTube that her name's Crystal, I think. Anyway, she's talking to AI, and AI is telling her, just kind of rephrasing, saying some really profound things, and that's why I've listened a few times and really appreciated what the messages that have come across. But it's not new. If I could remember his name, the long time person who has talked about living in the end and so on. The name escapes me. It's still too early for me, I guess. But anyway, it's the concept of live in the end. Our reality just mirrors back to us what we're giving out. So if we've got this intelligent mirror and we are mirroring, we're receiving back what we're giving out, and then it does kind of feel like we are creating our own reality. I mean, the reason that this is bugging me out is because yesterday I was thinking about, I was journaling and I was listening, and I came across some things that really resonated with me, and I thought, I want to share this with my wife. And so I thought, she's gonna think this is just weird, and I never know how she's going to, or at least I think I never know how she's going to react. So anyway, I think, what the heck, this is really good stuff. So I sent her that video or one of them about Crystal, who's channeling through her AI. And I told her about it, and she was just really receptive in a way that I've never seen her be receptive before. And I just my jaw dropped, and I thought, that's really strange. And talking with my manager at the restaurant the last couple of times, and I've seen this before with him. It's initially really resistant to ideas and things, and then when I come back later with perhaps a different mindset or determination about the things, he's just totally changed his tune about it. It's just quite amazing. So I'm wondering how that all works. I don't know if the interplay between individuals in this intelligent matrix, hologram, whatever you want to call it, is really quite something. On a larger scale, when you're talking about societal, maybe that's why we allow, if we embody fear of a person, does that allow a tyrant to be more of a tyrant? And there's certainly something to be said for that, even in a very 3D paradigm, just letting someone run amok. If we vote in, say, a president that half the people love and, or well, a good percentage of the people love and a good percentage of the people don't, then what kind of an energy does that create? If we are, it's simple and yet it's not, right? So it works on some levels, and then there's other factors. I guess this isn't simplistic, so you can't make it too simplistic, but at the same time, there's certain moments and things where it's jaw-droppingly simple. So much so last night as I was thinking about it that I thought, God, I feel like I'm in the Truman Show. My higher self or the universe and ancestors and, however that all works, guides, maybe just, looking at me in a sense and watching what I do and I guess deriving some kind of benefit from it and experience and enjoyment. I mean, isn't that what we're all here for, we keep hearing, is to have fun, enjoy ourselves, don't freak out, just relax and go with the flow of who you really are inside. So it just all feels so fake. Like I should be able to just, if I do it at the right moment, maybe I should be able to open a door and see that it's just kind of some stage with props. Wait a second. That was supposed to lead to a broom closet instead. It's not really a broom closet at all. So there's more questions or observations. But I think it's fascinating to pull yourself out. These thoughts help me pull myself out of self-imposed pressures of why things are happening or my involvement in the way things are happening. And just thinking, there's a lot going on that I don't understand. And, even if the more that I'm just happy and embodying, like I said, just up, the more that I'm happy and embodying the way I want to feel, want to be, then that just tells me that I will get more of the same. This is a mirror. So why waste our time pushing out to the universe our fears, our judgments about ourselves and others, our inadequacies, our feelings of lack and doubt? Why waste our time when you think of it that way? And it sounds simple. We still have to overcome our programming, ego. I don't know if those are one and the same, or I think so. I think this ego that we have that works from a point of self-preservation is part of this historic programming that we have here in this reality. And the more that we are aware of the fact that we are programming ourselves, whether it's just through kind of the default baseline of what we came into this earth life with, the environment that we grew up with, and something programmed us. It could be ancestral genes, it could be the nurture as opposed to the nature, it could be all of the different layers of all of them, but something programmed us, and we make a conscious or an unconscious choice every single day, every morning, to revive the programming of yesterday or alter it. Most of the time, we just go with what was yesterday and continue, and we try to improve it, and we try to change it in ways that are more favorable to us. But what if we just woke up and just said, F this, I'm doing something different. This is just not for me. And I think those are some of the radical changes we see. Radical changes in people's health, radical changes in people's environment, where they're not explainable. Why does someone not have the health issue they once had? Why does someone who was really struggling just all of a sudden break free and do something totally different? There's got to be an explanation for that too, and science has no explanation. So we have names for it, which I can't, of course, remember right now because my brain is not fully turned on. But it's turned on enough to just imagine and think through these concepts that we each face every day on an unconscious level. And after my thoughts last night about this and thinking about it this morning, I think, well, why am I gonna continue the dialogue and the narrative of lack? That sucks. How can I just embody feeling good and having, and try the experiment from that side instead of continuing this horrific experience of you got to see it to believe it? That sucks. Yeah, I might as well be blissful in the other direction and be a little bit delusional, so to speak. The only reason that's considered delusional is because that's what everybody else says, right? So, oh my gosh, we're just such creatures of habit and easily to be influenced. And yeah, we're kind of like teenagers, right? They want to fit in, and we still, as we grow up, we still have pressures to fit in. So, you and me, let's just not fit in anymore. Let's just feel the way we want to feel and embody the way that we want to be living. And let's just see where it goes. Life can't get any worse, right? If it does, then it doesn't work. But if it gets better and better, then being delusional is actually beneficial. So, happy deluding yourselves. Bye-bye.